Hi, this is Celise for the Lilypad. I'm going to be recording just a little video on how I use one of the ways I use gradients for the M3 Technique Challenge. I'm using the September 2015 M3 kit. I just pulled this set of 3 cameras just to pick up the colors with my dropper, and that's all I'm doing, grabbing the colors, grabbing the foreground and background colors with my dropper. And I created this gradient. I went here to gradient and I double click on the gradient, and then what I did was I selected one of these gradients that already have 3 colors, and then I come here and picked up the purple and I picked one of my droppers, and then I picked another color and I picked the other dropper, and then fortunately you have to pick the third color here. I'm gonna pick it from here. I'm gonna open again my select the middle color. I'm pretty sure there's an easy word to do this. I'm just trying to quickly show you how to create this. So now I created a new gradient over here, so I can hide this because that's all I wanted was for the colors. So for a PNG, it's all black when you pull it in. What you can do is, the trick to using a PNG with a gradient is to click on the command for the Mac or control for the PC. You press that, and then you click on the thumbnail, and all your item is gonna get that mashing it. And then before you do that, I believe you have to rasterize each of the elements. When I pull them into my CS5, they come already rasterized because I have it set up as my settings. But if you get an error, that means you just need to right click and say right click and click rasterize layer. So now that the marching ants are, by clicking on the command and control and on the little area here, you are gonna just click on your gradient and you're gonna just pull and drop, and that's how you get our gradient. In this case, I am using a reflective gradient, which is this one, which is everything from the middle on is reflected on the top and bottom. So if I go like this, like about here, you're gonna see how it's reflecting. You could do linear. So it depends which way you're going. It's gonna your starting color. Since I started over here, my yellow is gonna be over here. So if I start here, this is my starting point, and this is my ending point. I'm gonna get all 3 colors: the yellow, the green, and the coral. So it depends. Like if I pick like this, then I'm gonna get a lot of yellow, a lot of color, and very little green. If I go from here to here, then my yellow and my coral are gonna be outside, and then all I get is that green. So you can play around. The radial, it just makes the same idea. But from the center, that's gonna be the center of your circle for the radial point. So if you make it really tiny, then you get really tiny of the first color would be the yellow. If you want to make this bigger, then you get more color from the center color. So you just need to play around. This is the angle, I believe it's called angle gradient, yes. And what it does is it creates like a sharp angle where it divides the color. It's a cool look. Again, play with it. It's just fun to see the different things that you can make, and it just makes a brush or a PNG mask into something fun. And this one is the diamond one, that's exactly what it does. It does a diamond pattern with your gradient. So that's one thing that we could do. Another thing is when we're doing brushes, I have one of the add-on brushes set up here, and there's a few things that you can do. You can do the same thing, like you could stamp it and then again do command control and the thumbnail to make the marching ants, and then with your gradient button selected, you come here and add a gradient. Right now I'm still okay, so something like this, or that's fun. Or another thing that you could do is you could actually double click on your layer, and that's gonna bring your layer style. And you can come over here and say gradient overlay, and then you can pick whatever gradient you want to use. This is the one that we created. This is the one that I had before when I was playing around. Now every single item that is on that layer, like if I go and grab another, I go and pick my brush tool, and I come and do more of these of this brush set, and everything that I pick is gonna use that gradient. And please notice how it goes. Did you notice that it changes? It doesn't change it anymore because I have a lot of things in them, but it's gonna change depending on how many things you have in your canvas, because it's making the gradient be able to cover those items. So everything that I add here, it's gonna follow the gradient that we're using. Let's say you say, oh, I don't like that gradient anymore. I'm gonna click over the overlay. I'm gonna pick a different gradient. I think I like this one better, the one that we just created, and you can use that. You can even change here the style of that gradient. It could be an angle, it could be reflected, it could be diamond. So have your pick and have fun. You can also pick how much of that gradient you want to show up. At this point, my foreground brush, if I put this in 0, my foreground brush is green, but when I add my gradient, I can add like a little bit, or I can add it all. You can also use blend modes, just the same way that you would use blend modes any other item. To just play around, change the blend modes. So that's one way of using your gradients. Another fun way is that I use here with the bit mask on another of the add-ons is, let's click on the gradient button. Let's click on double click on the gradient that was there as your default, and then come over here and pick noise. Noise is going to just add, this would be your new gradient. This is the noise that is created. I like to go randomize and see what they have. Like sometimes it has a really fun stuff. Like this one, I think goes perfectly with this M3 kit or collection that we have this time. So I'm gonna click OK, and then again I'm gonna go Command and click on my thumbnail, and then I am going to click on my layer and make it active. Then with my gradient pick, I'm gonna create, look, this maybe that's a lot of pink, so I'm gonna try to remove the pink. I like that much better. That's too much of that greenish. So you can play. This is fun. This noise one is really fun. So that's another thing that you could create for this technique challenge. And my last example is this. I started with this. I thought these doodles were just beyond gorgeous, and I wanted to recreate, like putting different colors into the petals like I am painting them. So what I did was I did Command New Layer that creates a layer underneath instead of on top, and then I'm gonna take my magic wand and I just pick what I did. Oops, I need to be in my flower layer. I went and picked a few of these areas, and then after I did that, I went here to select modify, and I did expand for only 3 pixels because I want to make sure that I'm covering the doodle. Then I'm gonna go to that new layer that I created, and I am gonna do you can fill it with a gradient. So now I'm gonna let's go pick back this one. Let me just fill it up with a gradient, and you can do that with all your layers and and this one, this yellow one, I added it with the noise, and this one had noise too. So just have fun. So this chat for this week, the challenge is to use a gradient in any ways with noise or without noise, following the colors, just or even you following the colors of the kits, or even using one of the default ones. Just use them, have fun, and learn something new. Have a great and fun time playing with gradients.